Hello, welcome to the sideboard here during the SCG Tour Online Championship Qualifier number 1. I'm Nick Miller alongside Corey Baumeister here, battling from home this weekend.
Yep.
I got to ask, I used to see you all the time when we were having these in-person events, but haven't seen you in a while. How you doing during these times?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Just, kind of working as much as I can, trying to stay busy and stuff like that. But it definitely feels a lot better to be next to you making stupid jokes, fanning out my deck.
Yeah, you always make my job easier, but here we're doing some online events.
Yep.
It's great to have this kind of event now because it's been so long since we've had one. And I talked with Michael Bondi earlier about how we're now like worldwide. So the competition's going to be a little different.
Yeah.
But I got to say, it's a bummer because season 1 was going so well for you. You had already hammered off 3 top 8s, a win. We're doing great. I just got to ask, it's got to hurt when that comes to an end, when you're doing so well. And, how do you deal with that?
I mean, so many people are like, yeah, this is terrible that, I was right at the top and I had a good chance at the players run or anything like that. But it's something that's so out of our control. And like, I still got to, play on the SCG Tour and have some success for the first 6 months that I moved down to the East Coast. So honestly, sure, I would have liked to have been in the top 3 to lock up that Players Championship whenever it may happen. But I can't complain about doing pretty well at a few tournaments back to back. So
Right.
I'm okay with it.
You came down, your presence was known pretty much immediately, but on the other hand, you have been keeping very busy with online events.
Yes.
Any weekend I look on Twitch, you're involved in something, whether, it's E-League, you're raising a ton of money for a charity tournament, you're on Versus Live, you're staying pretty busy on that front.
Yeah, I definitely have been. And I've actually been way more busy post-COVID than pre with all these kind of opportunities that have been popping up, mostly thanks to Wizards for the opportunities and, trusting me to be a part of their broadcasts and stuff like that. But still not the same as shuffling in person or, being able to go commentate a pro tour in a suit, which I was looking forward to. But I'm definitely thankful for being able to stay busy. So I don't know if you know me, Nick. I am very hyperactive and I need to be constantly doing things. So this being quarantined thing was not for Corey B, that's for sure. So being able to do a lot of things has helped that immensely.
Right. And you've got a busy weekend this weekend. We're recording this on Friday ahead of time, but you're doing some late night shifts for the Players Tour commentary, tying that into a couple-hour nap into playing this event that starts at 10 a.m. Talk about this weekend for you. You're going to be pretty busy.
Well, admittedly, this was not exactly my plan. I completely got my time zones flipped up. So when I was scheduled for 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Pacific time, and I hate to even admit this because it's really stupid of me, but I completely reversed the times. I'm like, okay, so I start at 7 till 11. No big deal. I'll get some good sleep. I'll play this SCG event. And really, obviously, that's not how time changes work. And now I'm starting my commentary job at 1 to 5 for the Players Tour, and then getting a stream ready and playing this SCG event at 10 a.m. So it's going to be a rough couple of days, but I'll make sure and have some Red Bull offhand and then just sleep after that SCG for like a day.
Yeah. And you said you like to stay active. I noticed a little damage to an eye there. You've been getting some basketball time in with some friends locally.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Yeah, impressive, huh? It does look pretty nasty, especially with the lighting here. But yeah, I was playing some basketball. Got a nice elbow to the face when I was going for the basketball by, one of our lovely coworkers, Travis Gibson here. But I guess I'll let him slide this time. And I just made sure and I just shut him down full stop the next time we played. That boy didn't score once. So he may have won the battle, but I won the war, Nick. So
yeah, like Michael Jordan, putting him on your list,
Exactly. Yes. He was the motivator. And I just finished that series too, like 2 days ago. I just finished The Last Dance and we just played again yesterday. So I think that was a motivating factor. I was going off after he did this. So
Yeah, that documentary came out at a great time for people needing something to fulfill sports on TV, and
No
it
kidding.
is a great motivator when you watch it. So I could see,
Yeah.
your
No,
defensive prowess skyrocket after
no
watching that.
kidding. Should we just talk about that? I could talk about that series for like a full hour here if we want to get into that on another broadcast, Nick.
Maybe a side podcast or something.
Okay.
But we do got to mention a little Magic because we are playing standard here,
I
and of
suppose.
course, wilderness reclamation is the name of the game in standard
Yep.
right now. You're either playing it or you're trying to find some way to beat it. What are you bringing to this tournament if you've locked it in yet?
I have locked it in and I'm doing neither. I am not
Ooh,
playing Team of Rec and I'm not trying to beat it. So you think I'm in a good spot for this weekend, Nick?
tough to say.
I'm going to be playing Orzhov Doom Foretold with Yorion as a 80 card plan and then like 3 Yorions in the main. It absolutely slaughters everything but Teamer Reclamation. And then it's close to a little bit behind against Teamer Rec. And it is just an absolute delight to play. So either I'm going, and I played Teamer Reclamation for the Players Tour
Mhm.
last weekend. Didn't do very good, and it's honestly never really been like my style. So I didn't love playing it anyways. And I don't know if you know how much I love Yorion, but
Oh, I do.
oh, I do. And so I figured I really wanted to play some with that. My brother and his teammates and Seth are all playing it at the Players Tour. That'll be starting, in 8 hours from when we're doing this recording. Brad told me about the list, and I just love it. It's doing a lot of really fun things. I'm either going to really enjoy myself, do well at the tournament, and be happy to, take down that grand prize, or I'm going to do miserable and I can actually get some sleep. So it's going to be a win-win. So.
Yeah, definitely. And it's weird because we've seen a lot of decks pop up that try to target Teamer Rec,
Yeah.
and it's clearly possible to beat Teamer Rec if you're shooting just for that. We've seen the mono green deck, we've seen the Knights decks and the Rakdos Sacrifice decks. You can be positive against Teamer Rec, but
Yeah.
then you're giving up a lot to the field. So you're kind of going for a cover the field, have a somewhat negative Teamer Rec matchup then.
Yep. So that's exactly what I'm going for. I expect Teamer Reclamation numbers to actually decline. I was like 40% last week, and I expect it to be like, 28, maybe 20% now, just because there are all these decks popping up to beat it. And all the decks that pop up to beat it, Orzhov Doom Foretold destroys. So
Sure.
that's my whole mentality, is to kind of level 3, But if people just stick to level 1 and just play Team of Reclamation because it's the best deck, I'm going to have a bad tournament more than likely. So taking a little bit of a risk and a little bit of chance with deck building. But I also, I'm like, I think 2 and 3 against Team of Reclamation in testing yesterday, but then just XO against everything else. So I'm like, I'll take these numbers and try to get lucky against Team of Reclamation when I play it, or just really hope to close against everything else.
How do you feel about the format in general? A lot of people were calling for more bans after we already had the bannings of Fires of Invention and Agent of Treachery plus the companion change. What do
Yeah.
you think now? Have we not given it enough time to adjust? Are we not doing enough things to fight Teamer Rec, or where do you stand?
It's tough because once they banned essentially the Jeskai Luca deck, it was going to be pretty apparent that Team of Reclamation was going to be the best deck. It was already pretty good, and people were already trying to play it against Jeskai Luca, which is one of the best, if not the best, standard deck I've ever played in my entire life. And when a deck was already competing at that level, and then you just say, okay, I'm going to eliminate all your competition, that deck, of course, is going to shine. We knew Bant was still going to stick around. So I would have liked to see Wilderness Reclamation and Teferi go, just because that's what we were going to be forced into for these Players Tours, is just play one of these decks, especially with such little time to actually prepare for these events since the bannings. So it was going to be a case of that, which is going to make coverage boring, which is going to not really just excite players. I know I wasn't as enthused to play the online Players Tour when it was just going to be these decks. And I thought it was a beat 'em or join 'em, and it still might be type of situation with Teamer Rec. So I would have liked to see him just get banned in standard, just because we only have 3 more months of the cards. And especially knowing what I know now with M21, with how the power level of the cards are greatly decreased, which I think is the direction that we need to go in for Magic for what it's worth. But now it's just going to be another 3 months of Teferi and Wilderness Reclamation. So I think it was something that those two cards should have went just for the pure enjoyment of Standard for the last 3 months of the game.
Yeah, I got to say, 6 copies and 4 copies respectively in the two Players Tour top eights, the mirrors in both events finals.
Yeah.
It's a tough format to watch sometimes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's going to make my job a little harder this weekend picking matches, but
yeah,
there is hopefully something new on the horizon. We do have Core Set 2021 coming. I was going to wrap up the interview asking you, any cards in that set that we've seen, excite you any, or are you ready to build around or hope that can kind of save the format?
Well, I think there's a couple cards that excite me as just like fundamental upgrades and cards that I've enjoyed playing, like Solemn Simulacrum and Rewind. Those are just cards that I think are going to be powerful. Unfortunately, Rewind being put into a curve where you go Gross Spiral into Wilderness Reclamation, into Rewind your threat, into play Nightpack Amateur is not going to be enjoyable to play against. But it is going to be fun. And when Wilderness Reclamation goes away, I like that kind of effect. And I like, Solemn Simulacrum because it's a very nostalgic card to me. I played back in the day when that card was, originally printed. And I like that type of card and effect. So I'm excited for those. And then as far as build arounds, I'm really excited for Conclave Mentor. It's just the Winding Constrictor type effect that is in green-white. I think there's actually a lot of token synergies in M21, and we already had some really good ones in the form of like Pelt Collector, Stonecoil Serpent, even Gem Razor is, making mono green, all those creatures that get counters on them a lot better. So I think there is going to be a deck there when it comes to that. Plus then you have Garrick and Boss Riquette, stuff like that to turn around. So when it comes to the Streamer Showdown next week or the week after, that's going to be deck number 1 that I'll be playing.
Yeah, I feel like you and Brad, that's right up your alley, working with a Winding Constrictor S card.
Green-white tokens, one of my favorite decks of all time. So I'm going to be trying to bring it back.
All right, Corey, well, it's been great to talk to you. We're going to wish you the best of luck here in this event, and hopefully we can get and see you qualify for the seasonal championship.
I'm just hoping to be awake tomorrow, Nick. That's all I'm going for right now. If I make it to the tournament, that's going to be a victory. So, but yeah, thanks for having me. And it's always nice to chat with you. I wish we could be doing it in person, but this will have to do for now.
All right. Excellent. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned to Star City Games all weekend long for the action here for the SCG Tour Qualifier Championship online.